Alright, what's good, y'all? We're back with another reaction video today. We got Ivy League football defeats Japan 24-20 in Tokyo. I didn't come across this specific vid. It was a different vid by Isaac Punts. I guess I'm gonna watch that after this one just to see his commentary on it. But apparently Japan is actually pretty decent in football. Ivy League is most of the I guess the smarter colleges considered, like Harvard and I think Dartmouth. I pronounced that right. There's some other colleges I don't know all the colleges, but the colleges in that I guess conference or division. I don't know how they set this up, but they had their best players, assuming their best players, play against Japan's best players in football. So go ahead, check this out. Do I think that they'll be able to compete against the NFL's best players? That's a nice size stadium. I don't think they can compete with the NFL. If it's 24-20 and they're playing against college players and it's not college best players, I don't think they compete against the NFL. But that does mean they're onto something. They are showing some potential because they're on the brink of it.
Hosted the Olympics, the opening and closing ceremonies here at the National Stadium, and today it's hosting American football. If there is an embodiment or a visualization of the One Ivy slogan, it's on display here today. These players have been competing against each other for the last 4 or 5 years, now get a chance to play together as teammates with a shared goal of knocking off a team from Japan.
I wonder what was the purpose of this.
In Japan, 9,000 miles away. National Stadium, almost that time.
This was more.
Is it just the I like the how they got the print on the back of their helmet. I guess it's just them trying to I guess Japan gauging how good they are at football. You know, I suppose so.
More than just an exhibition game for these players.
9,000 miles for a purpose. 9,000 miles for a purpose. Right now. Anytime, boy. 1 on 3, 1 on me. 1, 2, 3. Every opportunity you get, go.
I wonder how big football is in Japan, because for them to have a professional team.
The game bigger than ourselves, bigger than our league. It's American football. You guys are awesome. Let's finish the deal. Let's go.
But they said J All-Star team.
It's American football. You guys are
All-Star team versus Ivy League All-Star team. Japan All-Star team versus Ivy League All-Star team. So I guess the best players in Japan there.
awesome. Let's finish the deal. Let's go.
It's pretty cool. I'm curious who came up with this concept to make this happen.
We are underway. They take the handoffs, an incompletion. Khalil Dawsey now under pressure, in some trouble, and just goes down. The Ivy League defense holds. Jake's free from some tacklers.
Looking like Boston Scott out there.
It's a reverse. Lover gets it back to Malcolm, and he's going to work his way inside the 10-yard line. He gets the handoff and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Ivy League. Allen Smith.
Ooh.
There's an interception.
That's pretty good, though. You know, the fact that Japan did compete with them, because, in the U.S., we got players who've been playing this since they were kids. And for, Japanese people to pick this up as adults, or, teenagers to adults, that's pretty good on their part. They just now picking it up, and they pretty competitive. Like I said, they on the brink of something. International football.
Has it.
It's fire, but
Plenty of time. Glover,
I think if it ever came down to the Olympics,
Glover sets up for a deep he's looking for Cragen. He's got it at the 30.
catch, the throw. If it ever come down to the Olympics, USA got it. No question. Ooh, wow.
The handoff. He gets 3 on the right side and dances in the end zone.
What the heck? He ran somebody over. That's crazy.
Ivy League has not trailed since 3-0, so they really haven't had a drive with a lot of pressure on it until now.
Ivy League offense will take over at the 41-yard line.
Do it.
He'll look to run it again.
Jalen Hurts.
Space, Glover spinning inside the 5, reaches out, and he's got a touchdown.
That's fire.
Big time drive for the Ivy League, and a lot of it.
Oh, I forgot about Canada. The audio's delayed. It's straight on my screen. Oh, we got another sub. Owsy, appreciate it, man. Thank you. Appreciate you. CFL, I forgot about them. I ain't gonna lie. I think they can compete with the NFL because you have NFL players who go over there. I think it could be competitive. Of course, I'm gonna pick the NFL to win, but I think it could be competitive. XFL was lit at first. Nah, for sure. I think once we start seeing it play out all these other leagues, we might get that international football. We'll see. USFL, XFL, AAFL was a thing at one point, even though they kind of fell off. That was like 2 years ago, I think. Let's see. CFL would score at least 14 points on NFL, but they ain't winning. I agree with that. At least 14. That's reasonable to think.
Coming from Glover.
AFL didn't last like 6 weeks.
About 3.5 yards here on 4th down. Fakes the handoff. Has time. It's incomplete. Japan down by 4. And that is how this game
Oh, they got
to a conclusion.
a black player on the Japan team.
Travels to Tokyo and comes from behind to knock off the Japanese
Okay. That's wrapping up the video. Oh, this is
All-Star team by a final of 24-20.
I wonder if they let them enjoy themselves in Japan.
Really good for football. Very experienced. Really good, right? Safe travels home. Thank you.
Honestly, I just
He got
had
the
a
Supreme
lot of fun. I thought
sleeve.
it was a great
All right, my boy
experience.
Swaggy.
Both sides gave it their all, and I thought it was an excellent matchup. And I'm just thankful to get that opportunity to be able to play here in Japan.
Japan U.S. Dream Bowl victory. Let's call it the Dream Bowl. That's pretty cool.
Awesome experience. And
I hope they do this every year. I ain't gonna lie, I really do. Because what it'll do, it'll make Japan better at football. Because they're playing better competition. It's gonna make the players better. And then it'll go from Ivy League to a different conference like the MAC or the SWAC. And, you know, maybe one day we get the SEC, you know. But that'd be crazy.
Japan has become a very competitive football program.
No, COVID ended XFL.
And, we're super grateful for
I
the
think.
experience and super grateful
No, COVID ended USFL.
come out here and
It was one of them. I can't remember. I don't think it was AAFL.
Being able to
I think it was the XFL.
game over to Japan
It was XFL.
shows how
Because Houston was undefeated that year. That's when they had PJ Walker. And they had to end the season. They didn't get to play the championship game. And then after that year, they started doing the AAFL, USFL. I think AAFL was the year after that. Then USFL was the year after that. AAFL, I think it was money. I think they didn't have enough as far as investments and everything.
global American football has become. We're becoming trailblazers, and I think, starting here with this halfway across the world is a great start.
I ain't lie, this is fire. Like I said, I think I'm looking forward to it. I want to see what happens with the other leagues this offseason. Thoughsy, appreciate it again, man.
We were playing a sport that literally has our name in it. We just rolled them like, Japan.
The AFL, that's another one. What's crazy, bro?
So, Japan played American football against our best and our brightest from the Ivy League, and I tell you what, it was a nail biter. I thought since we were playing a sport that literally has our name in it, we'd just roll them like sushi, but hot damn, did they keep it closer than the distance between my two testes. So let's take a holistic look at this experience, and I encourage you, if this seems interesting after you watch the entirety of this video from beginning to
So
the
Japan
very
had a
end,
black
check
running
out
back.
the original
Okay.
broadcast. It
Okay,
was a
he
great
running
game,
too.
and it will be linked in the description.
Okay.
So out the gate, it became clear.
I see a black receiver too.
These guys can freaking play. The QB was surprisingly poised, making
Ooh.
passes on a line, and they had a clear
That was a
game
nice
plan
catch.
of attacking the perimeter with slants and out routes, and then either running it.
I'm pretty sure they have it limited too because in the CFL, each roster can only have so many American players on it. So I'm pretty sure the same thing with Japan. They only have a limited amount of Japanese players that's not from America. I mean, limited amount of American players. Bad.
Up the gut or dumping it off a screen in the center of the field. The
Alliance, there you go.
QB did appear to have a limited top end on throwing distance, which got them in some trouble, but it wasn't nearly as short as you'd think, and the Lions offensively and defensively were evenly matched all game. Now, defensively, they actually held us to 24 points, got good penetration off the line, and had pretty sound tackling ability.
So they was handicapped at quarterback. Quarterback couldn't throw far.
Plays, but we also couldn't quite be stopped without a heap of errors on our side, which we had plenty of. That being said, it's not like our QB was just throwing to wide open receivers every play, and a lot of our run plays got us less than 3 yards. So they were playing some very solid defense.
See, they had some grown men playing against some young men. So I'm sure that made it tougher too.
Now,
Bro got the Supreme and the 21. All
the
right.
most impressive part of this game was, without a doubt, Japan's 17. Dude was a kicking freak and blasting kickoffs out the back of the end zone and making field goals with phenomenal height. He also punted, and that went pretty decently for what it's worth, so I was thoroughly impressed. Now, on top of this, though, as a holistic scheme, they had a pretty decent kickoff return scheme, which allowed for some...
Something about they punts
On top of
was
this,
odd.
though, as a holistic scheme,
Okay.
they had a pretty decent kickoff return scheme, which
Something about
allowed
they
for
punts,
solid
yeah,
return
it
goals
was a
all
little
game,
odd.
But our special teams also played
Goalpost
very solid,
wild.
despite
That's
the
kinda
fact
like the
that
rugby
we fell from
goalpost.
5 yards further back than
Little
they
bit.
did, and had to use this crappy pointy ass Vapor 1 ball. So here's the last part that was hilariously bad though, and that was
He gassed out.
100% the officiating. I'm gonna say it how it is. They wanted Japan to win. I mean, look at this. Most people can tell you that was a touchdown, but not the guy watching him extend it over the pylon. Apparently, he was down at the 1 yard line somehow. Also, this fumble, that was clearly not a fumble. He had the ball all the way to the ground, then it bounced out, and that was clearly not a fumble.
His butt touched the ground right there.
He had the ball all the way to the ground,
Yeah.
then it bounced out, and
The impact from the ground forced the ball out.
apparently it's Japan's ball. So there was just a couple of instances like this where you could see the bias come out, including this field goal that was sketchily made, but apparently it went through the uprights. But aside from like,
Oh, that's
some of
tough
these
to tell.
plays,
Yeah, they gotta fix
I
them
guess
they gotta fix the
so,
goalposts.
yeah, I like this game a lot. Japan's players should be extremely proud of how they played. They played incredibly hard. So I hope you guys have a great day and peace.
Cool. All right. This widest play cost $660,000. Let me see this
Punts
real quick.
aren't typically known for costing money. In fact, most people probably can't put a price tag on any punt. This is different, however. As I let this play run, let's see if you can figure out why this punt is worth around $660,000. Well, those who are football impaired, you see, us punters, we are supposed to drop the ball, but preferably we would be in the act of kicking the ball when we drop it. Lou Headley seems to have missed this important critical step, and as a guy who's needing a lot of things to go right for him to get in this league, this one little mistake easily just cost him the price of your average rookie contract, which is around $660,000. I mean, at least he's going to get it off, and he had a pretty decent game aside from this, so hopefully he bounces back, but hey, try to have a better day than Lou.
All right, well, we'll wrap that video up. Appreciate y'all for watching. Hit the like button for me. Subscribe. Stay tuned. Stay blessed.
You done messed up, AA Ron!
Ain't no need to play games. I'm cool with zeros on the stat sheet. I don't care if you knew Patrick Mahomes. Them lies you telling won't get past me. If it's meant to be, I'm not gonna ask for a second chance. I'm only gonna ask you once after that, then it's out my hands. I'm not gonna question, just accept it, part of God's plan.